sliding out of frame. Hi folks, thanks for bearing with me while I had a bit of a summer break. I thought it was really important for me to take some time this summer to actually have a summer, since last summer I was just, I don't know, too afraid to leave my house most of the time. Still pretty afraid, to be honest, but a lot less these days, which is nice. And also I spent my summer working on Inside Marketing Design, my interview series, which is launching very soon and has been a lot more work than I expected. I thought that I would be like filming this coming back video, having recorded all the episodes and like having them all ready to go, and yeah, it just has not turned out that way. It's been hard to lock down guests and like do all the organization to make it happen, but I'm really pleased with how it's shaping up. It's going to be something I'm very proud of and was well worth the time that it's taken. But since I haven't made a proper YouTube video for a while, I thought that we would do a little catch up as this first video back post-summer. I'll sit here and sip my coffee in my don't fucking procrastinate mug. I don't know if you can even see that because it's like black on black. I put a call out on Twitter and on Instagram for questions, and so we can go through a few of those, and I thought I'd just tell you what I've been up to over the past few months. There was a couple of questions actually that were related to taking time off, so we'll start there. Ben asks, or says, you're obviously passionate about your work. How do you make sure you turn off while on holiday, or do you? It is really hard for me to switch off from work, especially when I work from home. And I'm sure that a lot of you have been finding this over the past, 18 months. If you're working from home, how difficult it is for your like relaxing space to be the same as your workspace. I'm very lucky that I have this office, and so when I'm spending time in here, usually it is just for work. I don't spend time in here relaxing, but still it's like really easy for it to bleed out into the living space as well, that work view of things. So yeah, I've really been struggling with this over the past year and a bit, because I think that the usual way that I would switch off from work is being in a different location, and that just hasn't happened as often. Luckily for me, it did get to happen a little bit this summer. We took a little trip to Menorca. It was like a last minute trip once we got fully vaccinated, because that's also a thing that happened this summer earlier than expected, because Spain was doing really well with the vaccine rollout, so that's been exciting. But honestly, I think spending time outside is a really good way for me to switch off. Chloe over on Twitter, shout out to Chloe by the way, she's my VA, she uploads these videos and she does a great job, thanks Chloe. She asked, do I feel settled in my creative director role now, and what valuable lessons have I learned from it so far? I do feel settled, but I also feel like there's some changes that I would like to see made to my role for it to truly feel like the best fit for me, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe this is something I'll talk more about in a future video, but I'm super, super grateful for the opportunity to have like been able to jump from no management experience to leading a team of 3 people, then hiring, going through that process, now leading a team of 4 people has been very, very valuable for me. I've learned a lot from it, but I'm really struggling with how much marketing there is in my role. We're a small team, at ConvertKit. Everyone has to wear multiple hats, and my team is the brand team, and so we're responsible for the design of the brand and like the crafting the brand perception, if you will, but we're also responsible for getting it out there, and reach is a main metric that I'm responsible for, so like brand awareness, reaching people, and yeah, it's just a little too marketing focused for my liking. If you follow me on Twitter recently, you might have seen me asking about this. I'm just really trying to get a sense of how other creative directors or like brand design leads or brand directors, whatever, in the tech industry, how their success is measured, so that I can try and speak to my manager about some changes to be made there. I don't know. But yeah, that's something that is going on for me at the moment at work. And as far as lessons, I've had so many opportunities to like learn about management. That's been the funnest part, honestly, is like different situations arise and you're like, okay, how do I deal with this? Like going through performance reviews, having to give difficult feedback, helping a teammate get promoted and working through that process as well. It's been really rewarding, and I've learned a lot about those things in the process. It's hard because I can't really talk about that side of my work a lot, because it's, not really my stories to tell, or, it involves other people. And so most of the work you will see in these videos will still center on my design work, but please know that there is a lot of other stuff going on all the time. Let's actually go and sit in a more comfortable place to go through some Instagram comments, shall we? I'm gonna scoot away again. Okay, now we're chilling on the bed. Why not? Different location. Side note, I got these new shelves the other day. They're from Tilco and I am obsessed. I love them a lot. Ooh, okay, here's some about life here in Spain. Someone asked, how's the life in Valencia? Someone else asks, do you have any plans staying for good in Spain? It's been really nice to see the city open up a little more. Just the other week, we had Fallas here, which is a big fiesta that happens here, usually in March. And it was the first event that really, or like big thing that made me realize how serious this whole pandemic thing was when it got cancelled in March 2020. And we went into lockdown, like, I think on the day that like Fallas was meant to start. I don't know, it was around that time anyway. And I think there's only been one other time that Fallas has ever been cancelled in like hundreds of years of it happening. And so that was when I was like, whoa, okay, this shit's serious. If I can badly describe what happens, from the perception of an outsider, Fallas is basically a time when different communities throughout the city build these statue, like caricature things. They're usually like some sort of social or political commentary, and they like pop up all over the city. They're like huge and they're made out of wood and like, I don't know, molding stuff. All the different communities have parties and things, and then on the last night they burn all of the statues. It is quite a sight to see. It's very fun. There's lots of fireworks the whole time as well, like loads of fireworks at all times of the day and night. It's like one of the biggest, it is the biggest fiesta that happens here in Valencia. So yeah, it was a big deal when it's cancelled, and obviously it didn't happen again in March 2021 because the situation was not good then, but they did like a redo of it in September. So we just had Fallas. It was a shortened version of Fallas, but it happened. There was the statues, there was the burning, there was the fireworks, with some restrictions in place, of course. But yeah, that was kind of exciting to see it happen. I'm slightly concerned now about what the COVID case numbers are going to do since, you know, everyone was all out and about on the street, but I hope that because of the good vaccination rates we've had here, maybe we'll be okay. I don't know. We got to see a good view of the burnings without being in crowds because there was one outside our window, which was cool. But yeah, going back to the question of like, how's life here? That was kind of exciting and made me realize like life in Valencia is very different in lockdown and like, you know, with restrictions compared to how it normally is. And I have no idea when normal is going to happen again. But there was a good while last year where I was thinking like, oh my gosh, why am I here when my family's overseas? I think I've talked about this in a video before. Over the past few months, especially in the summer, you know, being able to go to the beach and swim in the sea, being a 45-minute flight from this beautiful island in the Mediterranean has reminded me why I wanted to live here, you know? We have signed on for another 2 years in this flat right here, so you'll be seeing this office for, you know, a couple of years to come. So that's us deciding that we like want to stay put for a little while longer. We haven't really planned outside of those 2 years, honestly. We'll see. Hugo was asking, any Twitch coming soon? No pressure. Yeah, I took a wee break from streaming on Twitch as well because there just wasn't design projects I was doing that I felt like I could really stream. That's really what I stream on Twitch. I did do a stream the other day, but Hugo asked this question before that. So follow me over on Twitch if you want to see some live streams and watch as I work. They're super fun. I'm definitely going to continue to do those. Where do you find inspiration to stay fresh and new in the design meta? This is an interesting question, and usually I'm of the mind that like trends are not important. Like you shouldn't try and keep up with trends and like know what's happening in that avenue. I don't know, I just don't believe in that. I think good design is timeless and comes from solving a problem, and there's different creative approaches you can take that might be more trend-led or not. But yeah, especially when you work in-house, there's less chance to like try out trends because if it's not the brand, it's not the brand, you know. But I have honestly been thinking lately about my design skills, especially with being in a creative director role and I'm designing less, like I said, which is why I'm not streaming on Twitch so much. But I do still want to improve as a designer. Every now and then you see work that just makes you jealous, and I love that, honestly. I never want to be the type of person who's like, you know, I'm hot shit, I don't have to keep learning and improving, I'm at the top of my game. I don't think that that's ever really the case. There's always something you can learn or a way you can improve. Recently, the new In the Works site from Help Scout is what made me really jealous. Oh, and I'm interviewing Matt, who designed it, as part of Inside Marketing Design coming soon. So please go and subscribe to the Inside Marketing Design YouTube channel. So you can see that episode. It's going to be a good one. But yeah, seeing that site, I was like, oh man, there is so much room for me to improve in my design skills, and I know that's something I'm really passionate about. When I stepped into management, I wasn't sure, you know, I was like, maybe I will like just directing design and, you know, not feel the pull to be creating it myself anymore. And I do really like directing design. Like, it is super rewarding. Giving feedback to someone and them implementing it and like doing it in a way that maybe you wouldn't have thought of, but they got there because of the feedback that you gave. And yeah, that's super rewarding. I do love that, but I also love designing things myself. And so I know for me, an ideal role is one that encompasses both. And so I'm lucky that I do have that at the moment, and I do get to work on design projects still to be, you know, pushing my skills and still increasing in that area. I don't think that's really what your question was about, but that's what I wanted to talk about. So thanks for giving me a space to do that. Aylen asks, how's the design community in Valencia? Soon moving there. That's exciting. We should meet up because I don't have much of a design community in Valencia. I know a few designers, but yeah, definitely looking to make more friends. I've been rambling for a while. Let's go sit in a different location for the end of this video. Maybe we can sit on the floor with Nora. That'd be fun. I'm trying to get both me and Nora in the frame. Okay, well, we'll just lie like this. The cats are doing well. They were not such a fan of the very loud banging fireworks, but yeah, in general, they handled it well. Still very cute. What else? What else do I have to update you on? I will say that I spent almost zero time this summer writing my book, which is something I did want to do, and I did make that happen. So I'm a little disappointed in myself for that, but I don't know. Inside Marketing Design, like I said, took up way more time than expected. Please go and subscribe to that YouTube channel. It'll be linked on a card. To see those episodes when they're all coming out, launching very soon. It's just going to be a jam-packed, full of value season, so please check that out. But yeah, because of that, and also because of the time I devoted to being outside in the sun reading, I didn't write as much of my book, or hardly any of my book really. Did I, Nora? It's still very important to me though, so it'll be the thing that I move on to prioritizing after the Inside Marketing Design season is wrapped up. And for those who don't know, I'm writing a book about marketing design, so you can follow along with the journey of it in these videos and also on my newsletter, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. Now we have Seb joining the party. Cat drama. Okay, now I have no cats and I'm just sitting on the floor for no reason. So let's wrap up this video. Thank you for your patience with me while I took the summer break. I appreciate you still being here, and I appreciate you still being interested in my videos. I do not appreciate Seb scratching on that cardboard right now. I feel really like reinvigorated with YouTube from taking this break, honestly. So I'm really excited about the videos I have coming up, and I hope you are too. I hope you'll stick around for them. I hope you've also been enjoying some of the shorts I've been putting up lately. I don't know, just something new that I thought I would try out for people who prefer shorter form content, you know? Hope you had a good summer or winter if you live in the Southern Hemisphere. I always forget that, even though I come from the Southern Hemisphere. Oh, fuck. Well, Seb's climbing all over the Tilco, and we've got to go deal with that now. Before he breaks that glass thing. Okay. Clearly this video needs to end. Okay, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you want to see more slightly chaotic general life videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!